Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about today's video. You guys have asked me so many questions about what I'm currently doing with intermittent fasting. So this is like a tell-all video. I did a little self-experiment. I cannot wait to share with you because I'm a bit mind blown. Let's get into it. So what is intermittent fasting? I'm just gonna call it IF. It is not a diet, it is an eating habit. So you're eating the exact same amount of foods, the exact same foods you eat, you're just eating it in a smaller time period. There's heaps of different types of fasting protocols, but I'm gonna talk about the 16 and 8 hours, which is you fast for 16 and you eat for 8 hours, and also the 14-10, which is you fast for 14 hours and eat for 10. The reason why I'm kind of going between both of them is there has been a few studies that say for women, the 14 and 10 is better than the 16 and 8. So I kind of did a bit of both. You're obviously gonna see. Okay, so I wanna get straight into the benefits of fasting. You've probably seen heaps about fasting and everyone talks about the main benefit of fat loss. And the simplest way I can explain the fat loss is obviously food is energy. So if in the morning you've slept all night, so then because your body doesn't have food for energy, it will start to use your fat as energy. So it's a very simple way of explaining the fat loss benefits. But I really want to tell you guys about the health benefits. So on my honeymoon, I read this book and it's just called Genius Foods by Max Verge. I don't know, I'm probably butchering his name, but I actually might even just put the name of this book in the description because this is an amazing book. So many good studies. Basically in this book, he goes on this big research adventure because his mum died of Alzheimer's, and it goes into a lot how food affects the brain, but there's a full chapter on intermittent fasting. He tells you about all the health benefits, and I was literally shocked. I was shocked. So I'm actually just gonna read out some of them just so I'm telling you guys proper information. One of them is improved decision making. This basically makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint. Obviously back in the day when hunter and gatherers were hunting animals and they didn't eat for a couple of days, obviously they didn't get dumber as they didn't have food. So I know nowadays, I've definitely done it before, I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry, I can't think. There's actually studies to say the opposite of when you fast, you actually gain clarity. One of my favorite benefits is improved hormonal profile. So fasting is one of the best ways to boost growth hormone, which is, it's good for your brain, but it also helps in preserving lean muscle mass. And oh my God, I did experience this. Also, another really big one that I love, so it reduces inflammation and enhances resistance to oxidative stress. That's very sciencey, but in basic terms, in studies they've seen fasting shows markers of dramatically reducing inflammation in the body. I've spoken about this before, but all chronic diseases are caused by long-term inflammation, so that's amazing. So they're just some health benefits. There's a lot more. I highly suggest you do your own research before you go and do anything, but they're the ones that just definitely mind blew me, and I was like, oh my God, I do have to try this. So my experience with IF, I've dabbled in it before, more because I've had a night where I've eaten a lot of food and felt sick, so then I haven't eaten till lunchtime. But to be completely honest, when I've done it those times, I didn't do it properly because it was more like skipping a meal. I wouldn't then make sure I got all my calories or my food into that window. It was more just skipping a meal because I felt sick. I really wanted to trial a whole week of IF to see how I felt, and I cannot stress to you enough about making sure you eat all your food. It's not about restricting food. As you guys know, if you restrict food, you get all sorts of problems. So it's not about that. It's just about putting all your food into, an 8 or 10 hour period. So I've dabbled in it. I haven't really done it a proper way. So I was really excited to do a trial and experiment for you guys. And so I did a whole week of IF. and this is what happened. I stopped eating probably around 9 p.m. because I did have some chocolate after my Thai, and so it's 12 now, so it's, you know, like a good 15-16 hour fast. I was extremely hungry around 10 a.m. but then I just had heaps of water and then I was fine, and I'm not even that hungry now, which is very odd. In saying that though, I'm having a really slow morning. As you can see, like, I'm just like cleaning, washed my hair, washed the dog. So I specifically chose today to like ease into it. Hey guys, it's day 2. It's Sunday. I'm actually just about to go to an event. This morning was really easy. I actually slept in till 7:30. I never sleep in, so it was amazing. And then I went to gym, and super easy. I'm not even that hungry yet still, but that is because me and Tim got Nando's last night, so I pigged out on that. And then I also like had heaps of Loving Earth chocolate. It's about 11 something now. I probably won't break my fast until like 12:30, just because I'm not going to eat till I get at the event. That's actually a really cool thing about fasting, I guess, is usually going to an event where I know there's going to be like foods that I don't usually eat. I'm a bit more, not worried, but I guess it's something to think about, whereas I haven't had breakfast or lunch, so I'm not actually too worried what I eat at this event. So that's pretty cool. I guess that's about lunchtime, and I'm just eating, I'm breaking my fast with some chicken, potato, salad. I don't know, I'm really enjoying my first meal being like basically a lunch meal. I just like way prefer that food, so I'm really enjoying that. But today was a little bit difficult because it's Monday, so I woke up a little bit earlier, and we probably didn't stop eating like till 8, probably 15-hour fast. It was a little bit more difficult today, but still, like, to be completely honest, not too bad and quite easy. I just kept drinking water and I was fine. I did work out this morning. I did have pre-workout. I am finding having pre-workout does help. I honestly was so hungry this morning, so I woke up at 5 when Tim woke up and went to gym, and it got to like 9 o'clock and I was starving, but I just had more water and I pushed through, and now like I'm not too hungry, but it's about 11:30. Is it 11:30? Yeah. It's like 11:30 and I'm about to break the fast, so a good 15 hours again. I stopped eating maybe at 8 p.m. last night. I'm just breaking the fast with a big meal of veggies, potatoes, and chicken, and I'm gonna add some avocado on there. It's around 10:40, like just close to 11, and I'm eating pea soup. It sounds gross, but it's so good, guys. And honestly, like, I was just so hungry today, couldn't really wait till 12 o'clock. And like I said, I'm doing 14 to 16 hours. So it's 14 and a half hours, so completely fine. It's around 12 o'clock. And I'm just breaking my fast with this yummy salad. Today, I woke up, went to gym. I found today really easy. Like, I got a bit hungry, had my water, but I found today extremely easy, and I think it's like my body is just getting used to it. Like, what is it, like 4 for 5 day? My body's just getting used to it, and yeah, I found it really easy. Mental clarity, like, just felt like really good. Woke up this morning feeling really lean. This morning I got up really early. I got up at 5:15 and went to gym. It's now 9:30. And there was a period probably around 7:30 and I was like starving, but then I just had my water and it was fine. Now I'm not too hungry and I'm about to meet a friend for breakfast, so I'll probably break my fast around 10, and I ate dinner last night around 7:30, so still around 14 hours. It definitely is getting easier as the days go on. I'm noticing, because I know that I'm going to be fine. I'm going to eat in a couple hours and I will be fine. I think it's getting easier. I'm just breaking the fast. It's around 11 a.m. I stopped eating last night at like 6:30. Good amount of time, super hungry. That's my lunch over there. It's just like a warm salad. But yeah, today is like the end day, and I'll pop a little video in soon, just like a body update. I didn't do a before video because Obviously it's a week, like I'm not gonna lose a dramatic amount of weight or anything like that. It was just like an experiment to see how I felt, see if I could do it, and see if I felt those benefits. The biggest like thing for me was just feeling like leaner and just like my muscles showing more. But yeah, so end of experiment. Can't wait to tell you about it in the next slide. I just want to go into a bit of the pros and cons. So starting off with the cons, as you can see, it's definitely a hard habit if you're not used to eating that way. So I definitely experienced like hunger pains and just like not feeling good at the start when my body was adjusting. In saying that, as you saw, it got like a lot easier every single day. So it was hard in the beginning and then just got easier, and I guess that's kind of like anything. So another con is I have seen studies and done a bit of research. IF can sometimes affect women's hormonal profile, and you guys know I'm very sensitive to that. I have had imbalanced hormones, so I was very wary of that, and that's why I did 14 to 16, not 16 every single day. I sort of just intuitively did it, so that's something to definitely research and consider if you are a female thinking of doing IF. So another con of it is it's kind of easy to miss your calories. So because you're eating this time period and by the end you're sort of used to not eating in the morning, I could definitely see how easy it could be to undereat, which at the start, obviously, if you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're going to see fat loss results. But if you're continuously under eating, it just is not healthy. So I could definitely see that being a con of IF if you take it to that extreme. This is just my personal point of view, and I feel like I've got to have a disclaimer that I'm not a professional in any way, but I definitely could see a con of IF being it may trigger eating disorders because it is restricting for a certain amount of time. And yeah, I don't know, just my personal view is if you do have an eating disorder or if you're recovering from one, I personally just wouldn't try this. In the past, I definitely haven't had an eating disorder, but I've definitely been on the borderline. But at the moment, I have a really good relationship with my health and food. So I found it really fine and really easy. I just think if you don't, it could be unhealthy. So I just personally wouldn't recommend doing it if you do have any issues with that. I guess if you're someone who like really stresses about what they're eating and that sort of thing, like it might just add that sort of stressor on. For me personally, my lifestyle is all about what works for me and what feels good. So for example, I was meeting a friend for breakfast one day, and so the night before I had to make sure I finished dinner at 6 so I could do that time period because I was doing the experiment. And personally, you don't want to have to do that. Like if you're having breakfast with a friend, you don't want to have to think about like that. So lifestyle wise, I definitely could see a con in that. The pros, as you can see, I definitely felt leaner 100%. This week was actually the week before my monthly, so I was actually eating a lot more food, and I'm usually a lot more fluffy during that period, and I was actually shocked how lean and fit I felt. So another pro is I definitely felt my muscles being fuller. I've never actually experienced that, but I wasn't doing anything different training or eating wise, but my muscles were popping. I was saying to Tim, I was like, look how strong I look. And I personally love that feeling. So that was awesome. Just another big pro was clarity. You would think, I definitely have thought previously, oh, when I don't have food, I can't think I need food, I need breakfast. But once I got through the initial hunger period in the morning and had my water, I'm most creative in the morning, and that's when I do all my YouTube and my content creating and my captions. And a lot of those mornings I wasn't eating, and till lunchtime I was on fire, mentally on fire, and felt so clear and good. And I don't know, it's the opposite, when you feel mind fog, it's the opposite to that. And I just couldn't believe it, because for so long I had thought to think clear and have that mental clarity, you need food in your system. Another pro is how convenient it was. Personally, the way I did it was I had my lunch meal at lunchtime to break my fast, and then sometimes I would have a smoothie if I didn't eat enough at lunch. Other times I would just have dinner, and I was always having dessert, like a healthy dessert. So sometimes I was literally just having 2 big meals and dessert, and personally I love volume food, so that, like, I don't know, it was so convenient because I like only had to make 2 meals. Like, it was like less meals, more convenient. I kind of wish I did intermittent fasting when I was like in my full-time law position, because I'm like, God, I would have saved so much time. So that definitely was cool about it. I loved the convenient factor and the fact that there's like less work involved in making food. And another pro is you definitely get used to it. So once you break through the mental barrier of, because I feel like I was definitely conditioned to think, oh, I have to have breakfast. You know, to start my day, I have to have breakfast. Breakfast like was a habit to me. So to the first couple of days of breaking that mental barrier of, no, I don't actually need food. I can think completely fine as long as I've, you know, the night before I've eaten all my food in this time period, it's completely fine. I'm not gonna die. I'll make it to lunchtime and be fine. Once I sort of like knew that, it got like easier. The thing I cannot stress enough, if you do want to try IF, is to make sure you're actually eating all your food in that time period and you're not under eating because of this habit, because that's when you're going to experience the problems. I've been through all of them already and I'm not interested in going back there at all. So I really made an effort to get all my food in that time period, and I kind of loved it because I'd like have a really big lunch, have a really big dinner. Like I was eating, my dinner was like the same size as Tim's, love it. And then I was having dessert and it was like all fitting in well, and I don't know, it just felt really good. I really enjoyed the change up. Like, I'm all about changing things up. So I'm definitely going to continue doing IF because those pros definitely, like, I noticed such a difference and I like loved so much about it. So I'm definitely going to continue doing it. In saying that, like I said, me personally, my health and fitness lifestyle is all about like what's working for me and what makes me feel good. So for example, if I'm having breakfast with my friend, I'm not going to stress out about eating before, you know, 12 o'clock or something like that. I just won't do it that day, because for me, life is about enjoying it and not being stressed about what you're eating and things not being difficult and complicated. So I'm gonna do it when it's convenient for me and when it suits my lifestyle, because honestly it's actually easier making 2 meals or 3 meals instead of, you know, 4 or 5, whatever meals you're making. So I'm definitely gonna do it. I don't know if I'll do it every single day, but I'm definitely going to incorporate it. If you do have any questions, I feel like I've just rambled this whole video, but I like had so much to tell you guys. So if you do have any questions, leave them in the comments. Also, I'm definitely going to do a couple of vlogs like when I'm doing intermittent fasting. So look out for those and let me know if that's something you want to see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, I would appreciate it if you liked my video, and have an awesome day or night or whatever you're doing. I always say that, but yes, love you guys, bye.